Hey everybody, Chris Clark here coming to you live in front of the Greensboro Coliseum. Chase for the Championship ACC Tournament Edition. Day one was full of some big games. A few surprises in there too. We can only hope that day two is going to be just as exciting. Check a look at the board here to see exactly what we've got in store for you today. Of these match from these games coming up here in just a few moments. We're going to bring on Todd Gibson from WNCN. He's the guy that's been covering NC State, and get the latest on the Wolfpack battling Syracuse. Yeah, that's right. The Baby Blue Devils get it done against BC. We're going to check out the Florida State Seminoles as they get set to defend their title. We're going to hear from the ACC commissioner and how teams take a sweet taste of success to a new level after road wins. That story is definitely one worth waiting for. But we're going to start today off with a look at our guys up north. First game of the day features the Syracuse Orange, and they enter the tournament rather here, and not only trying to win an ACC title, but do a little damage here to help out their NC2A tournament outlook. And the guy that's been covering all year for us is Steve Infante, and he's got something extra special for us. Steve, take it away.
Well, bracketology is certainly not an exact science, but over the course of the last week, SU's path to the NCAA tournament has been brought a lot more into focus. Those two big wins last week over Clemson and North Carolina have put the Orange very much back in the bubble conversation. Syracuse heads to the ACC tournament in control of its own destiny. 2 wins in Greensboro likely means an at-large bid. Anything less than that, and there's going to be a bunch of sleepless nights leading up to Selection Sunday. The team left Monday for North Carolina following one final practice. SU's resume has 2 glaring weaknesses: a lack of Quad 1 wins and a lack of victories away from home. Now, if Syracuse can get by NC State and Virginia, both of those categories would greatly improve. As assistant coach Jerry McNamara says, the last week especially has given the Orange a legitimate case for why they deserve to be included in the field of 68.
We put ourselves in position. Our Quad 2 is looking, you know, we've done a lot of work there. You know, we've got a really good resume as far as where that area is. And obviously, you know, you want to get some, you know, Quad 1s or whatever wins, but you know, our kids have fought all year to try to put themselves in position. They're hopefully hitting their stride, and you know, just roll it out. When Wednesday comes and you know, we play the right way, we'll be in position to win a basketball game.
SU and NC State will tip at noon. Both of these teams are playing their best basketball of the season right now. The Orange winners of 2 straight. The Wolfpack has won 5 in a row. Covering Syracuse, I'm Steve Infante.
Thanks a lot there, Steve. Really appreciate that. Can't wait to see the Orange hit the floor now. Joining me here is the man that's been covering NC State all year. I'm talking about my colleague at WNCN, Todd Gibson. And Gibby, this team, resilient, seems to be the word that a lot of people are tossing around. They have a problem, they keep winning. They lose a player, they keep winning. Just what is it about this squad, that never say die attitude, if you will? Well,
they had to learn how to win without Devin Daniels, their best player, their leading scorer, and they've done a good job of that. The freshmen have really stepped up. To point the 2 guards from the Greensboro area, Cam Hayes and Shaquille Moore, they're just freshmen, but they've really picked their game up. That's been a big help as well. And then Cole Helms has just played some outstanding basketball. He's kind of taken over the role that Devin Daniels had. You know, that guy that can hit that 15-foot jumper and make some baskets and score some points. But they just got to learn how to win without Devin Daniels, and they've done a really good job of that. And it's been fun watching the progression, getting better each and every game. They come in here with a 5-game winning streak. You know, the last time they had a 5-game winning streak in the ACC, Chris, was 17 years ago. So it's, you know, that's amazing that this team has lost their best player, has also lost Thomas Allen as well, have been able to do this and to play this well without 2 key elements of their team.
Now, one guy on that squad that you did mention, but he was definitely in there the entire time, and I'm not just talking about on the offensive end. Those guys, you know, eat up a lot of the limelight. But Manny Bates, you're talking about not just a glue guy, but a force in the middle that I don't think anybody wants to see standing there trying to defend when they drive the lane. How important has he been to the success of the squad?
Well, he's been a game changer all season long, just with his defense. He's played such good defense all year long, and he's starting to score the ball a little bit better, too. I mean, he's scoring this year. Last year, we just thought of him, he's just a guy who blocks shots, plays defense. He gets in foul trouble a lot. He needs to do a better job of that for sure, but he's starting to score this year as well. He's become a much better passer. Coach Keats is lauding the way he's passing the ball, and that's going to be important today against Syracuse. That 2-3 zone, both him and Funderburk, DJ Funderburk, are going to have to get the ball down low and feed it out to their guys, their open guys, hope they can hit some shots, and that's the only way they'll be able to win today. But Bates has been just spectacular all season long defensively again this year. And Coach Keats is one to point out that he thought he should have been the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. And last year he was really mad that he didn't make the All ACC defensive team, which is just crazy. So I think people forget about him a lot of times, but he is a force to be reckoned with, no question about it.
All they have to do is drive the lane one time. I don't think they'll ever forget about him ever again.
No, not at all.
And now when squads win big, everybody obviously, you know, points to the players and the talent, but then they also look at the coach and say, hey, that guy did an incredible job. And I mean, obviously, Coach Keats has the personality to really blend in well and charm a lot of the media members here. But this year hasn't had all the tools, but arguably doing his best coaching job, moving the chess pieces around to get to where they are.
Yeah, it's been fun watching him. It's been his progression this year as a coach has been really fun. You know, you see him on the sidelines now, and without fans, you can hear him for the first time. It's been fun hearing him calling out the play. It's almost like a madman on the sidelines. But then the players say he's such a calming influence, and he's needed that this year because, you know, he's talking about, you know, a couple of freshmen having to play some big moments. But he's been really good this year as far as just getting the guys, as you said, the pieces together. He's changed a little bit in that Manny Bates and DJ Funderburk will now play a lot together now. He didn't used to do that because, you know, he didn't want those two guys getting in foul trouble. He always wanted one who could always be in the game. Sure. So he's taken a chance with that, and it seemed to help. But yeah, he's been a calming influence on those guys this year, and every player you talk to on NC State says that they just love him, and you can see why, because like you said earlier, just the way he treats us in the media, you know what kind of guy he is, and you can see that as a player, this guy you want to play for.
He definitely is. I'm starting to see some of the orange creep in here, a few cars and flags. Yeah, I got some red coming in here too. NC State this year with Syracuse, Syracuse Orange has been one of the teams that they just can't quite seem to solve. They got another shot at him today. What is it that State is going to have in order to come out with a W?
We talked to Coach Keats on Monday in his press conference, and we asked, is it something about Syracuse? Is it a matchup problem? Is it that 2-3 zone? Is that what gives you guys fits? And Keats just was honest. He said, they just made shots. They just made shots all year, and that's why they've lost 2 games against the Orangemen, because Syracuse has been hitting its shots, and Coach Keats says we need to hit some shots. So obviously you're playing that zone defense, the 2-3 against the 2-3 zone defense. You're going to have to hit some shots. Your team is going to have to hit some shots, and State will have to do that today. If they can get some open shots, hit some threes, they got a chance to do that. But you know, they've lost twice to them this year, and people say, well, it's so hard to beat a team 3 times. Hopefully, third time will be a charm today for NC State.
Hopefully it will be. I know you got to get inside. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and we'll have a complete wrap-up of this game tomorrow. Thank you very much, Todd. I appreciate it. Now, the winner of that game is going to have less than 24 hours to celebrate, for they're going to have to turn right around and play arguably, well, not arguably, they are the top team in the league right now, the Virginia Cavaliers. And when they first started, everybody in the media, yours included here, picked them as the preseason #1. Well, we got that one right. Of all the things that we don't get right, we definitely did get that one right. Natalie Calibut has been there the entire time covering Tony Bennett and the Cavs and has more. Natalie?
It was a long road from point A to point B, but the preseason favorites in the ACC got the job done. Tony Bennett's Virginia Cavaliers will be the #1 seed in the conference tournament.
The Cavaliers clinched the regular season title with Saturday's win over Louisville, and Bennett says that experience will serve UVA well in the postseason.
In a way, the Louisville game for us was a single elimination game in terms of if you can win a conference regular season title and how special that would be. And so that was that mindset.
Bennett has won this tournament twice, so he knows what it takes to cut down the nets.
Being healthy, sometimes it's matchups. Are you playing good ball? It's always a razor thin in all things. You have to be fortunate.
Bennett expects a wide open week.
It looks like there's maybe a couple teams that have separated themselves, but everyone else is capable, and doesn't mean those teams can't be caught. You just get ready.
The Cavaliers will face either #8 Syracuse or #9 NC State in the quarterfinals on Thursday at noon. Covering Virginia, I'm Natalie Calibut.
Coming in here, the Duke Blue Devils found themselves in unfamiliar territory, ranked 10th as a 10th seed coming into this. They've never been that low before playing on day one. That's just uncommon. They needed an incredible shooting performance from the entire team against Boston College yesterday. And I'm happy to say that they got it. DJ Stewart, he was the man for the Baby Blue Devils, scored 17 points. Mark Williams added 13. Yeah, and Duke got the start they needed, knocking off Boston College 86-51 to begin what they hope will be a run of 5 wins in 5 days. Stewart, Williams, and Jeremy Roach, all freshmen, combined for 27 of Duke's 41 first-half points. Stewart scored 13 with 3 of Duke's 8 3-pointers, and Williams was 5 of 6 from the field for 11 points. That's the day at the office. Jordan Goldwire closed the first half with a 3 and made 3-pointers on back-to-back possessions. That capped an 11-2 run to give Duke a 22-point lead with 12:31 remaining, and they were coasting from there. They made 6 of their first 10 3-pointers, finished with a season-high 15 as the Blue Devils had a 17 2-point baskets en route to posting its second-largest margin of victory in an ACC tourney game.
In the games that we've played well, we did not, we haven't turned the ball over, and we played good deep and got good shots, and we haven't started out in a hole.
Everybody was prepared, and we were locked in from the beginning of the game. From the beginning of the game on.
We're all locked in. We know that it's win or go home right now, so we're all just going out there and being confident, just laying it all on the line right now.
Locked in, that's a term you're going to hear a lot of out of these Blue Devils. They face the Louisville Cardinals today at 6:30 with the win. Duke is now 105-45 in the ACC tournament. That represents the most wins and best winning percentage in ACC tournament history. And the team that triumphs between Duke and Louisville is going to have to face one of the most athletic teams in all of the land. Forget the ACC. The Florida State Seminoles are just incredible to watch get up and down the court. Last year's champions, they would love nothing more than to go back to back. So to get the latest on them, we're going to go to the woman that's been covering the Seminoles all year long. Of course, I'm talking about WMBB's Courtney Mims. Courtney?
The defending ACC champions, the Florida State Seminoles, didn't finish the regular season how they wanted to, but they're still heading into the ACC tournament as the #2 seed. FSU finished their regular season with a 15-5 overall record and a 11-4 record in conference play. They also dropped down to number 15 in the final AP rankings of the season. The reason why the Noles were not the top seed in this one was because of their final regular season game on Saturday. FSU fell to Notre Dame 83-73, and many ACC fans were shocked that the Fighting Irish were able to take down the then number 11 Seminoles. However, Florida State's still the top scoring team in the league, putting up nearly 80 points per contest, and they do that with a deep bench as well. The squad has had issues outside of Tallahassee this year, as on the road they were 3-4, while at home they were 12-1. With FSU locking up that second seed in the ACC tournament, it marks the 3rd consecutive year and 4th time in the last 5 seasons that Leonard Hamilton's team has earned a double bye heading into the tournament. They will face either Duke or Louisville in that quarterfinals game. Reporting on Florida State, I'm Courtney Mims.
Thank you so much, Courtney. Appreciate that. North Carolina also in action today, and the Tar Heels, they're one of those squads that some days you watch them play and they look like they could be that squad to hoist the big trophy. Other days, they look just like that squad that lost to Marquette. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team for sure on this one. But the Tar Heels ended their regular season in fashion, though, in regular great fashion, though, coming off that big win over rival Duke Saturday. They open tournament play tonight as a 6 seed. They're going to face a Notre Dame team that hasn't really lived up to its expectations all year, but Carolina seems to be hitting its stride at just the right time for them. 4 players finished in double figures in that 91-73 W over the Blue Devils, and they have one of the best and biggest front courts in the country. With the ups and downs the Heels have been through, Roy Williams is just hoping their preparation leads to production against the Irish.
If you're thinking or asking, what do I expect? The answer is I have no idea. If you're asking what I'm looking for, is I'm looking for us to get more consistent. I've said all year long that I think we can be a really good basketball team, but we got to play on game day.
Again, Heels and Irish tonight. That one tips off at 9 p.m. And like I said, they're facing that Notre Dame Fighting Irish team, and those Irish, they brought the luck of the Irish with them. all the way to beat Wake Forest last night. Notre Dame's Trey Wirtz hit a deep three at the buzzer to cap a 17-2 closing run, and Notre Dame rallied past Wake 80-77 in one of the more exciting games yesterday. Wirtz finished with 16. Juwan Durham had a double-double with 16 points and 10 boards for Notre Dame, which trailed by as many as 16 points in that second half. They finished 30 of 58 shooting from the floor. We asked Wirtz about taking a shot like that for all the marbles after the game. Here's what he had to say.
Last year at Santa Clara, I had a game-winning layup at the buzzer, and then, yeah, I mean, as soon as I was yelling at cornerback, I was behind you, and he tossed it back, and as soon as I let it go, I knew it was good, and it kind of ran straight to him, thanking him for the pass.
I give our kids a lot of credit because we hung on in there when, every time we'd get it to 6, somebody'd make a play and get it back to 10, and now it's a group that showed a lot of character. I know we don't have a hell of a lot of wins to show for it, but this group is kind of hung in there together, and, at the 10-minute mark, it didn't look very good. But I thought our leadership was great, and I thought Prentice Hub, after a very tough first half, you can't keep a winner like that down for 40 minutes.
Now the winner of that UNC Notre Dame game are going to have to face Virginia Tech tomorrow at 9. The Hokies are a squad that when they get hot, there's nobody hotter, and they can take down just about anybody. And they've got some key talent on that roster, starting with the head coach. Jermaine Farrell has been covering the Hokies all year for us and checks in with this. Jermaine.
The honors came in strong for the Virginia Tech Hokies from the ACC. First off, the league coach of the year is Virginia Tech head coach Mike Young. Virginia Tech Hokies were picked to finish 11th in the ACC, but he led the Virginia Tech Hokies to 3rd in the ACC, good for the 3rd seed in the ACC tournament. Meanwhile, Keve Aluma was named to the ACC second team. After spending a redshirt season, he got on the court, and he was balling for the Hokies and leading them to a strong start in the conference. Earning all ACC honorable mention honors was Tyrese Radford, also known affectionately as Boots, as he led the Hokies to that 3rd seed in the ACC tournament, giving them a double bye. Virginia Tech will tip off the ACC tournament in the nightcap of the quarterfinal session coming up this Thursday at 9 p.m. Covering the Virginia Tech Hokies, I'm Jermaine Farrell.
Thanks a lot, Jermaine. Appreciate it. Pittsburgh, the team that just lost their 2nd and 3rd leading scorers, no match for Miami, the team that was playing without their top guy all year. Isaiah Wong for the Hurricanes scored 20 to lead 5 Miami starters in double figures yesterday in the opening game of the ACC tournament. Nazir Brooks converted a 3 with 53.8 seconds left. Only points of the half to cap a 9-0 run for a 3-possession lead at 73-66. Wong added 4 free throws in the final 29 to seal it. So Miami made 22 of 28 from the right, compared to just 5 of 14 shooting for Pitt. That's a difference. Pitt turned the ball over 14 times, leading to 22 Miami points as the Canes beat Pittsburgh 79-73 and stay alive one more day in Greensboro.
Just get more comfortable with each other because, as you know, injuries have made the starting lineups vary from different players starting from others. And I would just say that our chemistry is just getting a little bit better by each game, and then hopefully it can come to a point to where we're very sharp and crisp. And hopefully just keep winning.
We had 17 assists and only 6 turnovers. That was a huge statistic. And then the job that Anthony Walker did on Justin Champagny, the first-team all-conference performer, he ended the game 5 for 20, 1 for 8 from 3. So you got to give Anthony and his teammates a lot of credit. And then points in the paint, we had 38-28, and points off turnovers, 22-6. So we're very, very happy with those numbers.
I bet they are. And next up for the Miami Hurricanes, they take on a tough Clemson squad in their first game of the tournament. That tips off at 2:30 today. And, a lot of the teams I showed you, they have traditions, be it certain drills they run, certain things they do to get ready. Some of them certain foods they eat as a reward afterwards. And the sweet, sweet taste of victory is nothing compared to what this team does after road wins.
Everybody loves a good scoop of ice cream. A sweet treat that hits the spot no matter who you are. A child, an adult, a dog, or a wolf pack.
Can you hear us, Coach Keats?
No,
because all I got on my mind right now is some ice cream, so I can't hear you right now.
When NC State hits the road and the final buzzer sounds,
Keats and Steve Forbes,
a mark in the win column comes a la mode.
We are going to get ice cream, even if it's got to be delivered to us, but we will have ice cream today.
Days before a road game, Coach Keats is finalizing a game plan for the court, and Chris Zepko is finalizing a game plan off of it.
You know, a day or two before, I'll call the place and just say, hey, there's a chance that, sometimes Coach likes to get ice cream after games. They don't mention the word win or anything like that.
He made that mistake once, back when NC State lost to Clemson in overtime.
He looked at me before the game. He's like, where are we going to get ice cream after the game? And I almost fired him, but I love him too much to do that because he jinxed us from winning that game.
Coach Keats started the tradition of ice cream after road wins at UNC Wilmington, and he carried it over to NC State.
Road wins are always hard to come by. And so when you get a road win and you have something a little extra to look forward to, I think it's fun.
While some players have preferences,
I'm going to have to go with a chocolate chip cookie, though. It's always been a favorite for me.
Others have tried and failed with special requests.
I'm kind of a milkshake guy, but Coach Keith said I can't get a milkshake until I become a sophomore.
Chris's very important duty has gotten a lot busier, with the Wolfpack winning 5 straight road games to close out the regular season. And maybe, just maybe, it's that extra sprinkle that's fueled NC State to get off its rocky road. Entering the postseason, every win will give NC State pad it needs to boost its resume. But a little ice cream, well, that's just the cherry on top.
Thank you, Clara Goodwin, for that report. WGHB's Clara Goodwin. That one is sweet. Come on, Coach Keats. Give the man a milkshake. He deserves it, especially if they win this whole thing. Checking the odds here for all the people wondering out there. We checked in with Jason Logan at Covers.com. He sent us the latest on who the smart money is on to win it all. At the top, we got Florida State. That's followed up by Virginia. Then comes Georgia Tech and North Carolina. Virginia Tech also in there as well. And after that, things get a little bit dicey here. Louisville is now 6 at plus 1,000. It's followed up by Duke. After their win yesterday, they stay alive and move up quite a bit. Got a lot of Duke fans betting them. And then Clemson at plus 1,900, followed by Syracuse and NC State at 4,200. Have yet to play, but dropping down in the odds there. Near the bottom, we've got long shots there. Despite the fact that Notre Dame won yesterday and Miami won, odds makers are not really feeling them at plus 6,500 and plus 20,000. But hey, you know what? Who knows? Ball goes up in the air. People start playing. Anybody could win this thing. That is it for me from here for now. You're going to catch me back here at 11 a.m. tomorrow, as well as Friday, and a special 6:30 edition of Chase for the Championship as we get you ready for the ACC Finals. That's right, the ACC Championship Saturday. Until then, get out there and watch some basketball. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 right here.